Okay, so things have been absolutely crazy. It really has been insane thus far. I'm working very hard trying to get a bunch of things out. I've been trying to get my Colin character analysis out before part 2 because, not that I think I'm going to change people's minds or that the objective of me making that video is to change people's minds or to, convert people to like Colin or anything like that. People are entitled to have their own opinions regardless, but I think there are a good amount of people who just don't get him. Who have said as much, who are like, I don't really get it. Like, I don't know what's going on with Colin. I don't understand. And I like the idea of, some people who maybe didn't understand having a video breaking him down that might help them understand going into part 2. But it's taking a long time. So I'm like, someone said maybe just do it after part 2 and maybe include part 2. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know if you think I should, prioritize that. I'm going to try and get as much out as possible. But health issues are getting in the way, unfortunately. But health issues could never stop me from talking about Bridgerton. I could be on my deathbed. I'd be talking about Bridgerton. So here I am. Here I am. You thought you got rid of me? So I filmed my live reaction to the trailer yesterday, my first 3 watches of the trailer. And whatever insights I had during that. I actually haven't watched it all the way through since then, even though I've seen GIFs and clips of it on a loop nonstop since that point. I'm working on a good 3 hours of sleep or something, and they have the audacity to drop the part 2 trailer, and I can't wait to watch it. So I'm just gonna have to watch it here now, looking like this. I just pulled it up. They are sick and twisted for having that be the thumbnail. They're so unserious! They're so unserious! Oh my god. Okay, let's fucking go, I guess.
Dearest gentle reader, last night an announcement came with great speed.
Mother?
Oh! I'm delighted for you both.
Colin Bridgerton, betrothed to Penelope Featherington.
Who needs fresh air when there is fresh gossip? On every eye in the town, focus on our upcoming nuptials.
Always loved you, Colin. There is nothing that makes me happier than being with you.
You have not told him, but you're Whistledown.
Louis, please do not tell him. He will find out.
Congratulations. But you must admit, it's all rather sudden. I have known her a very long time. But perhaps it did all happen rather swiftly. It's swift because you... Are you going to duel with your own brother? Or...
To the match of the season. It is to truly knowing each other completely.
So they're all right. What are you sort of saying? Have you been writing?
Yes, letters.
Until he knows the real you, he cannot possibly love you.
Colin cannot discover my secret. Whistledown is power.
If it's too difficult for you to reveal the truth, I will reveal it to him myself.
Is there some secret you will not tell me?
Colin, I can take care of myself.
Then what good am I to you?
While most seasons of our married mart follow a pattern, this season is surely a surprise. Your duty is to cater to Mr. Bridgerton's dreams.
What are my dreams?
Ladies do not have dreams. They have husbands. Gossip as I might, this author cannot tolerate a lie.
Okay, let's run that back. Let's watch that again. So much.
Always loved you, Colin. There is nothing that makes me happier than being with you.
Rather swiftly. It's swift because you... Are you going to duel with your own brother? Or...
To the match of the season. It is to truly knowing each other completely.
Then what good am I to you?
While most seasons of our married mart follow.
I didn't even notice the shot of
a
Colin undressing. Okay. Okay. Let's watch that again! Oh, God. So a lot of clocks, a lot of that motif and symbolism, which, you know, makes a lot of sense. Tick-tock, ticking time bomb, he's gonna discover the secret. This is probably her doing some Lady Whistledown business. These first shots. I love the reaction, it's so cute. Ew. Not them y'all are nasty!
It's an upcoming nuptials.
Ooh.
Every eye in the town. Focus on it.
Okay, so this is a new
Upcoming
There is nothing that makes me happier than being with you.
You have not told him, but
I'm very interested in that. I really am interested in his reaction there. Yeah, I'm interested in his reaction there. I'm interested in the line delivery. I'm intrigued.
you're Whistledown. Please do not tell him. He will find out.
Yeah. Yikes! Oh, it's so delicious. We love to see it. Okay, Kate and Anthony returning home. Okay. I've made my thoughts of this look clear. Wow, yeah, this is, you know, this is their new house, definitely. Tell me their first time is not gonna be on that Chase Lounge, settee, little thing. Surely not. But as I have maintained this entire time, that is absolutely the piece of furniture that they broke. I mean, it's been so clear to me since the beginning. And, you know, this is just further fueling that certainty. I am in disbelief. They're doing something like a mirror. In front of a mirror, something in front of a mirror. Oh, wow. That shot is crazy. Them in broad daylight. They're crazy for that.
It's swift because Are you going to duel with your own brother?
That might be my favorite part of the track. That's so good. I was wondering if Anthony was gonna do something like that. Oh my god, that is too funny. That is so good. That is their house, isn't it? Yeah, this has got to be later episodes. Because that is not her room in the Featherington house. And that mirror... Give me a break. And yeah, a lot of their house is like green background, green wallpaper. Also...
almost season.
Surely they did not just let Penelope's wedding dress slip in the background here. Surely not.
Did not follow a pattern.
That is absolutely their wedding. I was absolutely correct. What did I say?
This season.
No, whoa, that's Franny's. It's the same outfit. I think.
Married.
It is. I think it is. Yeah. Surely they did not just let Penelope's wedding dress slip in the back.
Follow a pattern. This season is surely a surprise.
Yeah. Oh, that's their wedding for sure. The fact that they're kissing post Whistledown like that. Are we getting angry? We're getting engaged. Because I for one would be pleased. I for one would not be angry to see it. Maybe that is... Is that a reveal? No! Okay, butterflies. What? Why do they still look so unhappy? Ooh. It could be a fake out. It could be a fake out. It could be a fake out. But I'm just gonna watch it again on camera. We're gonna talk through it. We're gonna reap any insights. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay.
dearest, gentle reader.
From what I've surmised, I think this will be Penelope writing her engagement in Whistledown, and that's why she is so giddy. And you know what? Can I blame her? No. Would I be the same? Probably. Unfortunately. But she's hilarious for that. She fully, like, probably didn't even go home. She's like, take me straight to the printing press. My dreams have come true. But already, very different vibe. You know what I mean? Like, it's very much, this is more of like a mystery action type vibe sequence for part 2, which is interesting. Both trailers, you know, it's interesting because they don't feel complete because they're not. You know, they're for 4 episodes. They're for half of the season. But they have a very different essence, which is the point of it. Definitely, for sure. And I predicted as much when, you know, they didn't address Whistledown in the first part. I was like, okay, so part 2 is going to be the Whistledown of it all. Which this trailer definitely shows that it is. But she's messy for that, but she's kind of iconic and legendary for that, too. I mean, can you blame her?
Last night, an announcement came with great speed.
Mother.
Oh!
Okay, so, you know what? I'm just gonna say all my thoughts, okay? Like, I don't really have it in me to, like, be that succinct or concise about, like, keeping on topic, so I'm just gonna say whatever comes to mind. And if you don't like that, so sorry, this is not the video for you. But I do not have the mental capacity at the moment to not just, like, say what I'm thinking. So, one of the first things I think for that is an editing choice. You know, they show the shot of him just walking in and then the reaction. So the way that it's portrayed in the trailer makes it seem like he just walks in with Penelope hand in hand and they automatically, like, understand that they're engaged from that. I would venture to guess maybe he does say something in between those parts, but as his back is turned to the camera, we can't see it coming out of his mouth and they didn't include that audio. So that's the first thing. But I love how excited Hyacinth and Violet are, and Franny, and the little moment between Franny and Colin, so cute. And then, you know, I hate to see Eloise like this. This is confusing. This is hard for everybody. You know what, generally one of the things I like this fandom, but, like, I wish people would just be a little bit more nuanced. Like, I'm like, does it have to be that one person is bad and the other person is good and vice versa? Like, Penelope did some fucked up shit, yes. Eloise is entitled to feel mad. Should she rake her across the coals forever? Probably not. Should she forgive her at some point? Probably. Can the relationship grow from this? Yes. Like, I just feel like it's a lot more nuanced than a lot of people are trying to make it. But yeah, I feel for Eloise. I feel for everybody in this situation because, I mean, Penelope's in a bad spot, Colin's in a bad spot, Eloise is in a bad spot. Like, this whole situation is just shitty for all of them, ultimately, because they have conflicting interests, and I feel for each of them. Like, I feel for Penelope not wanting to tell Colin. I feel for Eloise being like, you have to tell Colin. I feel for Colin not knowing any of this. You know what I mean? I'm just like, ooh, this is a mess. I love it. But yeah, I mean, she's obviously shocked. Also, I mean, well, who am I to speak? Because I actually have been on the other side. I have been on the Penelope side of the best friend's brother debacle. But, you know, it's quite a revelation to see that your best friend is hiding this huge secret from you about Whistledown, and that you were searching for it, and she never mentioned it. And then also that she's gonna marry your brother. And not even date. You know what I mean? This is marriage. They're announcing engagement. This is lifelong. With the point where they're at in the relationship, like, what a crazy thing to hear. Oh, so you're gonna be my in-law for the rest of my life? Forever now? Like, it's just so crazy. So I don't blame Eloise for the way that she reacts at all. But it's unfortunate, because it's like, I wish this could be a happy moment, but they're just not in that place right now.
I'm delighted for you both.
Violet and Penelope, so cute.
Colin Bridgerton, betrothed to Penelope Featherington.
Who needs fresh air when there is fresh gossip?
Okay, so everybody's finding out through Whistledown. Obviously, she rushed to get that out. The Featheringtons don't even know. I find that hilarious. They're probably, like, offended that they have to learn through Whistledown. They probably don't believe it. I mean, as evidenced by their spitting up their tea. I'm like, calm down. Be calm. Okay? Is it that shocking? Yeah, I like the little moment between Lady Danbury and her brother. Like, it seems like a very casual kind of, you know, morning breakfast vibe. They seem a little bit more, not, like, at odds, I guess. So I like that. And I like that guy. I like that actor. I don't know. There's just, like, he has a certain je ne sais quoi. He has a certain swagger. He has a certain cadence to him, a rhythm. Just the way that he delivered that line, like, slightly chewing his food, like he's in the middle of breakfast, but he's coming over to hand the pamphlet. Like, I'm just like, period. Just like, period. You know what I mean? Like, there are just certain little, like, details and synchronicities in actors that really, like, elevate a performance. And yeah, he's just, like, engaging to watch. I just like him. And then, Benedict learning in bed from Tilly. That's too funny. But yeah, that's what happens when you're spending nights not at home. You know what I mean? Queen Charlotte has some kind of reaction here. I don't know that it's to the announcement of... I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually her reaction to finding out Penn's Lady Whistledown. But I haven't really analyzed the timeline either, and I don't know that I'm even going to really have time to. Maybe I'll do a live talking about it or something like that, but I don't know how much I'm going to talk about timeline in this video either. But yeah, so that's everybody reacting to their engagement being announced. Crazy.
Oh, and every eye in the town focus on our upcoming nuptials.
Of course it is.
Always loved you, Colin. There is nothing that makes me happier than being with you.
You have not...
Stop! Stop, they're so cute. I mean, I've talked about this scene before because they released some clips of it a while ago. I mean, it did bring a tear to my eye the first time I saw it. It's very sweet. I'm very intrigued about the rest of that scene, though, because I want to know his reaction to her saying that. I have a feeling I'm going to be dissatisfied with it. I'm feeling part 2, they're going to sweep a lot of things under the rug and tie it up really nicely with a bow and just be like, oh, it's all okay. Never mind that. Everybody got over it. Because they tend to do that, especially they really would benefit from more episodes. I don't understand why they haven't gone to 10. But I would like to see Colin be like, oh my god, you loved me this entire time and I didn't see it and like feel bad about it. Like I would like that. Or like, I don't know, I would just like something, but I feel like it's just going to be like the type of thing where he doesn't really have a reaction. But I am interested to see, that full conversation and everything that she says in there. Because again, like I think that reveal is a big one. And again, I wish they would explore some of the like depths of that, where it's like, does Penn have, underlying resentment over the fact that she has spent so long loving him and he's just now loving her back and like she waited all this time, and you know what I mean? Like there's just a lot of complicated things there that I don't think they're actually going to address or unpack. Unfortunately, if I was the writer on this show, but yeah, but I love that scene. They're dancing in a church. They're so sweet. They're swaying, him taking her like hand and putting it on his chest and them just slightly swaying together. So fucking cute. Get out of here. Portia, of course, now using this to her advantage. She's gonna be like unhappy about it, but once she sees the benefit, I guess she'll be, a good mom for 0.2 seconds. Classic Portia. You know what I mean? Could we expect anything else? Now to Eloise and Penn.
Told him, but you always...
Louise, please do not tell him. He will find out.
Yeah, he will. I mean, Eloise is correct. Penn, I get her saying don't tell him. I get her, like, probably wanting to find the right time to tell him, or fearing that he's gonna call off the engagement, which is more than what she should tell him. But, again, I do understand the fear there. I can't say that I don't know. It's such a hard position. And, again, I don't think people are really acknowledging, like, what a hard position that is to be in. Because she is getting everything that she's literally ever dreamt for. And there's this thing that might ruin it. Like, of course she's going to be hesitant about ruining her life. You know what I mean? Like, as she sees it at that point in time. Where it's like, oh, I finally got my biggest dream come true that I've literally spent my entire life wanting and yearning for and pining after. And now this might ruin it. I see the hesitancy. You know what I mean? I understand why she's a little reticent to share that information. Because it might ruin things. And she should. She shouldn't keep it from him. She should share that information. That doesn't change the fact that she should share it, but it is still a difficult position for her to be in, and super scary. I mean, super terrifying. But Eloise is right. You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna find out, and he should know before y'all marry. He should be able to make that informed decision and be able to call it off if he wants to. But yeah, they're both in a tough spot. It's hard. Now we have Kate and Anthony arriving back.
Congratulations. But you must admit, it's all rather sudden.
I have known her a very long time. But perhaps it did all happen rather...
Okay, there's too much to talk about. Okay, so Kate and Anthony back. Love to see it. I am getting scared. Because, we only see them at the wedding and then seemingly this episode. Please let them be in at the very least one more episode then. Let them be in at least, well... No, they're definitely in episode 5. We know that. And then they're in the wedding episode, which is still unclear when that is, because spoilers have been all over the place. And now there's conflicting reports. I don't even know what to believe, which is kind of great, because I'm like, okay, I still get to be surprised. But, yeah, they're back. We love to see it. I love to see more of them at any and every turn. They raised me. They're everything to me. Like, I don't know how many times I can say it. I don't know what to say about them. They're perfect. Hyacinth running into Antony's arms, her dad. Violet and Kate hugging, very cute. The whole thing is just like, yes. Could I be any other way when seeing Kate and Antony on my screen? But I am a little worried that they're going to be in more than 2 episodes in part 2, which I really hope I'm incorrect about, because that would be really disappointing. But again, it's hard because I don't want to speak too soon, because, like, there are vibes that I get from this trailer, but, like, I don't know. So there's no point in me, like, being, like, upset over it until I see it, and having an opinion on it until I see it, because I don't know that for a fact. So we'll just have to wait and see. But, you know, Antony being like, this came about rather quickly, again, I'm not surprised that they wrote it this way. I am, like, a little disappointed, maybe, that it seems like they're, like, going with the angle that, oh, nobody knew, because I'm like, how many times can nobody know about these things? You know what I mean? I'm like, nobody knew. Nobody caught on even a little bit. I guess Violet did, and thank the Lord for that. That's why she's elite this season. That's why she's superior this season. But I had kind of had a headcanon of, like, maybe some of them starting to be like, well, yeah, you're always around her. You always want to be with her. Like, something like that. It's not bad that it's not there, but I do wonder how many times we're going to be like, okay, so they literally have no brain cells and no powers of observation whatsoever. Because the Bridgertons just seemingly never pick up on when their sibling is, like, madly in love, very obviously. You know what I mean? I'm like, doesn't really make sense, but whatever. Narrative, plot, and function, sure. This is a funny moment, though. This is probably my favorite moment of the whole trailer, where he's, you know, he's saying, like, it came about swiftly, and he's like, I've known her forever. I love that explanation, kind of, like, I love that Colin's having that introspection, that he's like, no, I've known her for forever. Like, we've been best friends for our entire lives, pretty much. So it's not really sudden. It's just this part of it. I'm really excited to see what they do with Colin in part 2, and how they kind of explain his psyche and thought process, and his feelings for Penelope, and how he sees his feelings for Penelope, and, like, how he expresses that and defends that. I am really excited to see all that, because if they do that well, period. And then we go to these shots, which I'll go back a little bit.
I have known her a very long time, but perhaps it did all happen rather swiftly.
It's swift because Are you going to duel with your own brother? Or...
Classic. Okay. Lot to unpack there. So, I mean, that's, you know, we've seen this scene. We know what this scene is. People have seen episode 5 now, so we know a lot of things. But it's a spicy scene. To me, when I first saw them in that mirror, I was like, okay, so this is the mirror scene that Nicola has been talking about. Because it has to be. You know what I mean? People are like, no, the mirror scene is later, and I'm not saying that there can't be another mirror scene in episode 7 or 8, but the fact that Nicola, when she was talking to interviewers about that particular scene where she was undressing in front of a mirror, I was like, no, that had to be in 5 and 6, because all the interviewers only saw 1 through 6. So for her to reference it, knowing that the interviewers know what she's talking about, I was like, no, it has to be in 5 or 6. So I always looked at that and was like, okay, this is the one where they're going to be undressing in front of the mirror. The other stuff is, like, a little unknown, the details of it. As far as things you can glean solely from this trailer, you know, there's still a lot that's unknown, but it's got to be a spicy scene. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I can say. That we can glean from all the context clues of the interviews and then the shots in this. It just is what it is. And I, for one, can't wait to see it. And I actually am going to be watching it that day early. They're doing it, like, a release online a day early, and I will be watching that. No, I can't wait. Give me a break. Give me a break! Waiting for that episode? Come on now. Come on! What do you think I am? Made of steel? Okay, I'm just a girl, after all. I'm just a girl. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to talk about all this stuff because of the, you know, premiere that they had last night of episode 5. I don't want to say things that are going to be considered spoilers for some people. Maybe I'll do a separate video on that, or, like, a live. I don't know. But yeah, I just love to see it. I can't wait to see it. I truly can't wait to see it. I'm chomping at the bit. What else is there to say without incriminating myself? You know what I mean? Like, I can't wait. Thank you. Give it to me yesterday. I wish I was there in Toronto, but alas. But yeah, the whole bit with Antony, like, getting, which, God, God, this fan, I mean, y'all, people get so mad over so much. Like, I'm just like, calm down. Be calm for 2 seconds. There's a whole fucking war over this line of Antony's where people, you know, some people think it's like him defending Penelope's honor, and then a lot of like really hardcore Canthony people got mad at that because apparently like Paul and people were shitting on Canthony before this, and now they're like saying, oh, well, Canthony and her have a relationship. Okay, and like what? It's not that deep. I'm sorry. Either way, it's not that deep. Like, whatever interpretation you have of it, it literally does not matter. I'm sorry, it's not that deep. It's just like, it's a bit. It's a joke. It's a callback to the fact that Antony dueled Simon in season 1. And also the fact that he compromised Kate technically before they were actually officially engaged. It's a callback to that. It's giving Antony shit. Like, that's all it is. That's the purpose that it serves. It's a funny hee hee ha ha moment. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? We don't need to write, like, philosophical treaties on what it means, because it's just like Antony being the older brother that he is, and the like head of the family. He's in charge of the family's reputation. He's like, he's trying to suss out where everything is and what he needs to be worrying about and how quickly they need to be getting married and, you know, that type of stuff. Like, he's trying to get all the information, which I just think is funny. It's so Antony, it's so in character, and then it's also in character for them to be like, shut the fuck up, you hypocrite. Like, shut up. So I love to see it. It made me laugh, it made me giggle, it made me kick my feet. Classic ABC interaction. It's what I like to see. This is where the show thrives. We love to see Antony. We love to see callbacks. You know what I mean? We love to see lore being referenced. I just love to see it. It was so funny. It was so cute. And I love them. I love them. Whew.
To the match of the season. Here is to truly knowing each other completely.
Okay, people were also mad at the line to the match of the season. Girl, it's Portia. Be for fucking real. Of course Portia's gonna say some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't... Anyway. You know, Eloise, part of me is like, girl, do we need to do that? But also, Penn said that she would tell him, and obviously at this point hasn't still. And she's giving her an ultimatum, and she is speeding it along, and I think she's pretty fair to do that. You know what I mean? Maybe doing it in the toast is not, like, the best way, but Penelope needs to tell him. She's not wrong about that. But yeah, Colin's worried look, Penelope's worried look. I can't wait for this scene. I can't wait for this, like, engagement party where they play charades, and ooh, it's gonna be so good. I just know it. I feel it in my bones. I can't wait for that. It's so good.
Is everything all right? What are you still saying? Have you been writing?
Oh, yes, lettuce.
Yeah, this is a big fat yikes. Penn, you know, he had an opportunity. I feel she's probably gonna have multiple opportunities, some of which are interrupted by, like, valid reasons, and some of which are, like, she just doesn't take the opportunity to tell him. But yeah, you definitely could have told him at that very moment. But he is giving her the engagement ring in that moment, so I can also understand not wanting to ruin that moment. But at this point, they're, like, in the honeymoon phase, so any moment is gonna be ruined. You know what I mean? Like, it's like any good moment that they're having is gonna be made extremely complicated by this, so you kind of just gotta do it. But yeah, him, like, he's sweet. He's sweet. I think he's gonna be obsessed with her in part 2. Which I would like to see, personally. But yeah, not good. I don't like seeing her lying like that. It's not good.
Until he knows the real you, he cannot possibly love you.
This is a very interesting line. I'm trying to think of my stance on that. I probably agree, but at the same time, I mean, I don't think that her identity as Lady Whistledown is going to change his love for her. So it's really complicated. That's an interesting thing you could kind of dive into more, just conceptually, thematically, later. Whether or not, if someone has a secret from you, your love for them is true or real, or whether you need to know every single thing about them in order for your love to be real. I guess it probably depends on person to person, but again, Eloise has a point. Like, he needs to know this before they get married. Then we have Penn serving face while writing. This is definitely probably their new house, because that is not a Featherington or Bridgerton room in that big house mirror. And the green walls. Okay, dead giveaway. Anytime you're going to see green walls now, assume it's Penelope and Colin's house. Let's just say that. Okay, because those are new sets. It has to be their new house. Oh, also, the reason I wore, like, lavender and, like, lilac type vibes is she's wearing a lot of, like, lavender and lilac and kind of silvers in part 2, which I find very interesting. I could do a color theory. I could do a color analysis, but yeah, I find that very interesting, so that's why I wore it. this today. But yeah, she looks great. Very tense. Very anxiety-provoking at this point. This is ramping up. This feels like crescendo. This feels like she shouldn't be writing, or like this to me seems like 7 or 8. So toward the end of the season, which is like, we're still reading Whistledown, we're still doing like what, and then the shot after this, we have her walking out and Colin, although those aren't the same, she's not wearing the same outfit, so they splice those together, so it's not from the same scene, but I would venture to guess they're actually from the same part in the season. But Colin sitting on the couch, he does have tears in his eyes. Some people pointed out there's like a pillow on there, he might have been sleeping on the couch. Wouldn't surprise me. They definitely have more than one room where he could sleep, but his dramatic ass, I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, no, I'm sleeping on the couch because I want to be like close to her even though I'm mad at her, or something like that. It's just angst. It's just angst. And you know what? Sue me. But I love some angst. I live for some angst. I love that they're going to get a little time where they're like happy and blissful and we get to see them together, and then it's all going to come crashing down, and then honestly too quick for my liking. That's why they should have 10 episodes. They're gonna like make up like that. But, you know, married angst, period. Bring back the art of married angst in historical romance, because you don't have to wait the entire time for them to get married in order for them to still have angst and miscommunication. You know what I mean? They could be married, and sometimes that could make it even like worse, because it's like, oh my god, they're like trapped together. So, have y'all ever done read one or seen one where it's like, they like are on the verge of breaking up, but she's pregnant. Oh, what? Love that.
Down is power. If it's too difficult for you to reveal the truth, I will reveal it to him myself.
Very Cressida-inspired sleeves, Eloise. Okay. Yeah, again, I don't blame her for this ultimatum. I think it's pretty reasonable, especially coming from the perspective of like a sister. Like, I think she's actually being maybe a little bit more than fair. The fact that she didn't tell Colin right away and like was trying to let Penn tell him in her own time, and then Penn just kept not doing it. Her giving an ultimatum here, I don't think is unreasonable whatsoever. What else was in that? Oh, Penn and Colin giggling, dancing, so cute, so sweet. They really are bestie boos. Love to see it. Oh, her saying Whistledown's power. Yes, it is, and I'm glad you acknowledge that. And again, it's hard to discuss any of this without discussing any of the leaks, things that are confirmed or unconfirmed, but she's talking to Eloise in that when she's saying that Whistledown is power, so that's correct. We know also it is confirmed at this point from the teaser that they gave for episode 5. I mean, Cressida's going to be taking credit. So Penn being upset, and this mirrors the book, being upset with Cressida taking credit for Whistledown checks out. Her talking about Whistledown being power and capital in the society checks out with that plot that we're seeing. And the fact that the queen is putting a, ransom on Lady Whistledown's identity.
Is there some secret you're not telling me?
Colin, I can take care of myself.
Then what good am I to you?
Maybe my favorite part of the trailer. In actuality. Well, I don't know. The other one was comedy. This is drama. Again, it's hard to hypothesize when this is, how it is, what the circumstances are, but she's in her Whistledown cloak, so you could assume that he knows about Whistledown at that point. To me, it doesn't seem like him first finding out. It seems like he already knows about it, and then she snuck off to do it again, and he's like, this is dangerous at this point, and like, I can't protect you. Like, I think they have decided to be together at this point because he's talking about protecting her rather than any feeling of like shock or betrayal. It's more like just frustration at the position that they're in, that he's her husband or her fiance. He's her man's, and he feels like he can't protect her and like he's no good to her. Which with Colin's hero complex, I talked about this a lot in my character analysis. It's so funny. Of course he's feeling this way. Of course he's feeling helpless. Of course he's frustrated with that. And God, there's so much that I want from part 2 that I just don't think they're gonna do. I don't think they have enough time to do it. I really want Penelope and Colin to hash it the fuck out about everything. And I just don't think they're going to. But alas. But I hope we get some fights. I hope we get some confrontations. I hope we get some back and forth. I hope we get some miscommunications where she thinks, he's going to leave her, and then he's like, no, I'd never leave you, or like things like that. I just want that badly. But this whole part of the trailer is chaos. It's ramping up. People are running around. Announcements are being made. Like, it's just kind of crazy. It's kind of action-packed, actually.
Colin, I can take care of myself.
Then what good am I to you?
While most seasons of our married
Yeah, so I realized after a few watches, they are so weird for, like, letting Penelope's wedding dress slip in the background of a shot. Y'all, come on. But I love to see Franny and John. I'm fucking obsessed with Franny and John. It's actually not funny. It's not okay. I could talk about that forever. I really am starting to get to a point where I'm like, could we just, like, which is exactly how I wanted to feel going into, presumably, Franny season. I wanted to feel like that, and I wanted for them to make me fall in love with John. So I'm happy with the way they're doing it. I find her outfit very strange for a wedding, more of a traveling gear, but, you know, whatever. We see Portia and the Featheringtons in the background. We even see Featherington cousins, seemingly, because they're wearing green and have red hair. So what else could that mean? Pan is in her wedding dress in the back. This is them dancing at their wedding. And again, I just find it hilarious that they have kept this under wraps, like what Pen's wedding look is, only for them to reveal it in the background of the trailer. That's hilarious to me.
not follow a pattern, this season is surely a surprise. Your duty is to...
Again, leaks, the shot of Benedict, I can't elaborate on, but Tilly's messy, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not surprised by that. Kate and Anthony looking amazing as always. I was absolutely correct. That is their matching outfits for the wedding. I just never lose a day in my life. I'm so correct about these things. It makes so much sense to me. Of course it is. The way that they're looking at each other, they're obsessed with each other. Yeah, absolutely. It is still such a crime against humanity that they didn't get a wedding on screen. That, I actually won't let that go. I'm sorry, I won't let it go. I won't stop being mad about that. That's crazy. But we can see them at all the other weddings. Sure we can. Whatever. Yeah, she's being sneaky about Whistledown at this point. Valid.
Kate at Mr. Bridgerton's dreams.
What about my dreams?
Ladies do not have dreams. They have husbands.
Yeah, so that's a very interesting statement. I mean, I'm not surprised coming from Portia. It seems representative of, like, the type of life that she has had and led. It seems like, you know, she's doing kind of the best with what she knows, and this is all she knows. She doesn't know an alternative in which a woman can have dreams. So, you know, she's imposing that on Penelope, but it makes sense that she's doing it, and why she's doing it, and how she's doing it. Of course she's wrong, and of course this is going to be, you know, feminist spin of the season, and that's what it's going to be in the end. You can have the man and the job, that type vibe. But it's very interesting. It's very interesting. I wish they would dive into it a little bit more. And maybe they will. Who knows? We'll see. But I like this in the trailer. I think it's a really good, like, tidbit to introduce in the trailer.
Gossip as I might.
Okay, there were a lot of shots just there. Okay, so that kiss, actually, that's my favorite part of the fucking trailer. Absolutely. 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 Need I say more? I would love for them to have a, like, hot, sexy, passionate kiss after fighting or being mad at each other. But then, like, they just love each other so much they can't help it. Like, very, you know, in the carriage scene in the book, very that vibe. A lot of their interactions in the book, they have a lot of fights and they have a lot of issues that then turn into them hooking up. So, you know, we love to see them honoring the book. Yeah, it just looks like a good kiss, looks very cinematic. We know that's the same moment where he's saying, what good am I to you? The angst, the tension, I mean, absolutely. Like, what can I say? That's definitely probably the New Girl-inspired kiss, I would venture to guess. It's a big fat period. Yeah, and then we got Kate and Ashley kissing. They're obsessed with each other. What's new? Likely thing for them to be doing. We got Benedict and Tilly. That looks like a little bit of a sexy kiss. We got the Queen pointing, which makes me nervous. I don't know that I'm gonna like how they wrap this one. We'll see. We'll see. She looks great, though. I love that fit on her. So dramatic. So dramatic, Charlotte! Can't I blame her? You know, with her life, girl, live for the drama, I guess. Cressida, then we got, again, a little shot of their wedding, because he has the little, like, lapel thing, and fancier dress than he usually does, and it matches the other outfits. They thought they were slick. Can't get anything past me. Releasing of butterflies. Okay. But the fact that Barley's releasing them makes me think this is a ball hosted by the Featheringtons? or at least one of the Featheringtons, which is very interesting because I hadn't previously thought that about this particular ball, which we have seen little snippets of.
This author cannot tolerate a lie.
People had previously said this was in episode 8. I'm not so convinced. I think it could be in episode 7. I actually don't think there's much from episode 8 in this trailer, but that could be clownery love. Like, I don't know. And I haven't had much time or energy to, like, really dissect, you know, obviously this makeup is very different than a lot of the other makeup that she has. She has the big red lip, which is controversial. I'm not mad at it, but I also don't love it, so, but whatever. But they, you know, they look like they're still in a state of angst, which may be a hallmark. It just may be a hallmark of Bridgerton. You might just be able to expect that they will be angsty up until the very last moment, pretty much. It just seems that way. But I'm like, ooh, it's a little late in the season for them to be, like, looking at each other like this. But it could have something to do with Whistledown rather than their relationship, I guess. So that is me rewatching and breaking down and giving my first thoughts on the trailer. Sorry it's a little disorganized. There's so much more I want to say about all this type of stuff. There's a lot that I want to see from part 2. I have some worries. I have things I'm super excited about. Things that I'm like, and I guess that'll be another video or maybe a live, something like that. But there's so much to do in so little time. So much to talk about in so little time. But I wanted to just get this out because I know people were wondering about it. And those are just my general thoughts on the trailer. The timeline is a mess. The leaks have me really confused because there's a lot of conflicting reports. I don't know what to believe. I might do a timeline video of part 2. I'm not sure that it would even be, like, worth it at this point, but yeah, I'll intersperse my live reactions throughout this probably, and do it with my analysis here, and I just want to get this out quickly, and want to hear everybody's thoughts, everybody's predictions, everybody's feelings. Let me know also what you want to see. Let me know how you feel about, like, when I should release the call-in video, about, like, what, you know, like, if you had to choose, like, top priority of types of videos you want to see from me before part 2 comes out, like, which ones would those be? Would they be, like, my recaps of part 1? Would they be a timeline video? Would it be, like, you know, my hopes for part 2? Would it be my call-in character analysis? Like, let me know what you most would like to see or be interested in seeing, because I'll take that into account for sure. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for episode 5. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts about what you want to see, about your thoughts on this trailer, your predictions, your hopes for part 2. And I certainly will see you for another Bridgerton video very soon.